Why, hello, and welcome to another episode of First Chances with Chance. And in today's video or episode, yeah, episode. It's an episode, not a video. I mean, if you're watching the video portion, then it's a video, but if not, then so be it. So, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about relationships. Just in general. Not necessarily first relationships, because everybody's had their first relationships, their first friendships that you get when you're in elementary school, like kindergarten. I've had, or your neighbors, whichever it may be, your brothers, your siblings, your sisters. And a lot of us who do drag have our drag families. So, like, I have my drag daughter, just one for now, until I get back into doing drag a lot more, and then I will probably have some more drag daughters. Or drag sons, because, there's drag kings. So, yeah. But today is like about friendships and dating wise. So, the episode will be about friendships and how some can end, and there's the others that you don't even need to talk to for years or months, and then you just like rekindle your friendship, and it's almost as if you guys just like didn't lose that connection because there was such a strong bond before you guys like parted. So like one of my friends that I just rekindled moved out of their parents' house and into an apartment with a couple roommates. They just recently moved back, and like I every once in a while I'll see them post. So I'm just like, "Hey girl, you're looking gorgeous," or "Slay," and she's just like, "Yas, queen." And like we literally met in art appreciation. Was it art? Yeah, it was art appreciation. God, it's been so long that we don't even think about how long it's been. We just like rekindled the relationship. She moved back, and I was like, we need to get together again. I got a car. We can meet up. Da 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 da. So on and so forth. So yeah, it's definitely been one of those. I just had a friend's birthday party whom I met after getting my car, so like a couple months ago, and we're already like bonding. Like we already bonded. And then there's this other girl that I bonded with that, let's just say she's a little toxic, clingy, toxic. Kind of need your space from her every once in a while, cause she do be a little clingy. And the more you hang out with her, the more trauma dumping she does on you. Like I don't do as much trauma dumping. Like yeah, I'll do a little bit of trauma dumping. I'll admit it. I do trauma dump, but it's not like I always constantly trauma dump. Like yeah, I'll bring up that, like say that this happened or something like that. A lot of the times it's more of like I'm bringing it up because something else happened. Like so I'm that's my way of showing that like I can connect with you. That I can understand where you're coming from type of thing. That not like I'm trauma dumping just to trauma dump and like be like, oh well my situation's worse. Like yeah, it might come off that way sometimes, but it's not that's not what I mean. It's more of like I'm showing my sympathy, my condolences, and like my understanding towards you. So it's like me showing that I've been through similar situations, this, that, and the other. Like, yeah, there'll be times, like, if I'm high, that I will trauma dump. It's not like I mean to, but, like, or when I'm high, I don't even always, like, know, like, why I get so, like, jittery or, like, antsy. Like, sometimes I turn into, like, really, like, a puppy dog and just, like, zoom, 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 zoom. It's weird. It really is. But, yeah, she really does just trauma dump. And then the other day, like, she's like, oh, but I want to rekindle the friendship with this person. Da, 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 da. I need to go talk to this person. Da, 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 da. Everything. It sometimes it just gets annoying. Like, I fully understand. Like, I get that whole I need space sometimes thing. Because if you don't have, it's like a regular like dating relationship too. When you guys are first starting out, I don't want to be around you the whole entire time. Like, you don't need to be around me the whole entire time either. So, like, there's other people that you can talk to. Yes. But, like, I don't always want to be that person that's just like, oh, hey, like, I need space, this, and this. So, like, sometimes it's hard for me to, like, even, like, put up boundaries. I'm learning and I'm growing. I get it. But from the standpoint of I like company, it it's hard to put up boundaries with that situation too, because you don't always want to be the bad guy in the relationship and be like, oh well, I need space from you. I we're literally together all the damn time that we're at the kava bar. So like I don't always like that. I've started to go back to my old kava bar too, and now that I brought her, like I literally brought her to the kava bar. She reconnected with an old crush of hers, and lo and behold, he has a crush on her, and I'm just like, are you serious? Like, I literally tell you, oh hey, be careful. I don't want you jumping into a relationship. I want you to really think about what you want. Now, I get that you had a crush on him in high school and middle school, but that does not mean that you need to jump into another relationship after getting out of what might have been a relationship. You literally started saying that you had a boyfriend. And then he goes and says, I love you too early. And it's just like, oh, it's too early. I don't like, no. And then you get out of that, and like the guy that was at the original cover that I was going to, had just gotten out of a relationship too. So like I'm trying to like look out for both of them in a way by telling her, and it's just like, oh well, I am. You literally just posted on your story that he asked you to be his Valentine. Get to know each other again first. Don't just be like, oh, I'm hanging out with him like once or twice, and then already jumping into the Valentine, because now he's gonna think that you guys are dating. Like, I'm sorry, but that's how a lot of guys are when they get out of a relationship and they're still needy. Two needy people do not get together. It won't last. Trust me. But now that I'm done kind of ranting on about friendships and how some people need space, it's now time to take a quick break. So now that I am back with food, um, so yeah, there's some friendships that are like that where people like where you kind of feel like you need to take care of them in a way, and then there's the ones that like you know that they got it because they're a bad bitch. Others, you know that they have bad anxiety. Others, bad bitch energy. Can take care of themselves. All you gotta do is catch up, and then you guys are fine. Like, y'all talk about each other's, like, y'all's relationships and all that. Like, you guys become besties and all of that. And y'all smoke together. All of that. Y'all go through each other, like, go through trauma together sometimes, every once in a while. Discrimination every once in a while. But other than that, it's like good. Like friendships, all that, they're good. And then there comes the dating relationships, and it's just like sometimes you can be nervous in them, sometimes not. And it's just like the past relationship, it wasn't like the other person might not be ready to be in a relationship, and then like a week or a month later they get into a relationship, and it's just like, oh really? And they're almost as it, like the same characteristics that you have are in the person that they're dating, and it's just like, well, I'm glad that I opened that door up for you, made you feel comfortable enough to start dating again. But like when you were picking out your partner, did you think about me? Because they literally do the exact same thing as me. Like they do drag and all of that. Like with my past dating relationship, well, I wouldn't say that we were dating because we really weren't. We never put that label on, and we were like friends, but with like benefits in a way. Then there's the always the first relationship in your life, that like the first boyfriend or girlfriend or partner or whatever you want to call them, significant other in your life that you really don't ever forget. And it's the one that you will always think about at the end of the day when you're talking about your past relationships. That's the first one that comes to your mind. There's the ones that cheated on you. There's the ones that were two-faced liars. Yes, we all have dated one of those. Not all of us, because yeah, but most of us. Then there's the ones that you go and open up the relationship and they already have a partner waiting. Kind of makes you think like, oh, well, you almost have already been dating before we opened up the relationship. Like you're begging the other person to open up the relationship for you. Doesn't always work out. Because one person, like you'll beg and beg and beg, like you'll want an open relationship to go date somebody else. But if you get into another relationship right after your main relationship becomes an open relationship, that's fishy. Like, I'm sorry, but you were already cheating at that point. Like, and I cannot forgive that. Like, I don't think I'd be able to look past that if that happened to me. Like when it happened to one of my friends, and yeah. Like sometimes, like you just gotta move on, yes, but well, most times when you are in a breakup, you just gotta move on. But like, give yourself time to truly grieve over what happened, over the breakup, over losing somebody that you really trusted, especially if you're living with them. Like if you guys just randomly break up and you guys are living with each other, like what are you gonna do? Like move out? Like that's the thing. Like I've never had that happen, something like that happen to me where I was living with somebody, because I've lived with my parents the whole entire time. But like eventually I'm sure that like something like that's gonna happen to me, And I just will be so heartbroken. Like, I fully understand where my friend came from because, like, one of the most serious relationships that I was ever in, he ended up moving to another state. He moved to New Jersey when we were in high school, and so we both like had to we so like he ended up we ended up breaking up, and like I don't know why, but like I tried to cry. I truly did, but I really couldn't. Like I really did love him. I just don't know why I didn't cry. Like, yeah, I've had one of my boyfriends ended up being diagnosed with leukemia and given a week left to live. Yeah, and I cried during that one. But like, why didn't I cry with after like? I guess because it was like a sincere breakup. Like we would have been together still had he not moved. Like, yeah, we're different people now. Like, we've been through a lot of stuff that's changed us, but do we still have feelings for each other? More than likely. Like, that first relationship, like dating relationship that you're ever in, it's gonna be traumatic. Like, you're gonna get attached, and you guys will always think about each other. Like, it's not like you guys will just like grow apart and not think about each other. Like, you guys are going to remember each other. Like, while you might not remember each other's names, you'll still know what each other looks like. You'll still know how like y'all got along and all the dates that you guys went on. But at the end of the day, you also have to move on. Like, you can't just stay attached and like be like, well, had this not happened, you would have still been together. You can't hold on to that person because they too have to learn to let go. Like, like, it might take you longer, maybe about a year or so, maybe a couple days, maybe a week. Who knows? But it will still be painful to think about, like, oh, well, it was my first breakup, this, that, and the other. Even a breakup, like a third breakup or a fourth breakup, relationships in general, it's hard to get over somebody. Especially if you guys were together for a long time or had already, like, been, like, bonded at the hip. Not at, I wouldn't say at the hip, but, like, bonded. Like, had a strong bond and, like, you guys would talk to each other every day. It wasn't like you asked to be together. It just happened. Like, it doesn't always like have to be a planned relationship. Like, I didn't always like it again, it doesn't always have to be planned. Sometimes it just comes out of nowhere. Heck, maybe I might find somebody today. Who knows? I'm not looking. I have a busy schedule, yes, but I'm not looking. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick break again and be right back. Alrighty, so now that we're back, the overall message of this episode is to pretty much choose your friends wisely. Don't get too attached too quickly. That is a big message. Do not get attached too quickly. Don't become clingy. Because, well, it depends on the relationship. Because, like, don't get attached too quickly in a dating relationship because then the opposing person's not gonna want to really be with you if it's just super clingy, super clingy. Like, too clingy people do not always work out. I'm sorry. Too clingy people do not always work out. I hate to say it again, but two clingy people don't always work out. And yeah. I hope you guys like this episode. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up in the section down below with if you guys are watching the video portion. Don't forget to text or leave a voicemail to 561-320-7085. Again, text or leave a voicemail to 561-320-7085. You can DM First Chances with Chance on Instagram or comment down below if you guys are watching the video portion with any video ideas, any comments, or your guys' stories, because you know I always love reading your guys' stories. Eventually I will make a whole entire episode with your guys' stories. I will not name any names with your guys' stories. It will just be either the voicemails, the text messages, DMs, or the comments. So yeah, comment away, guys. Love you. Bye.